Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. And Errol Spence has found a way to be away from the sport for quite some time, but he's looking to return. And he has a message for everybody out there who thinks that maybe he's not serious about his return, and he wants to let them know this.
Say, man, we working, man. We working, man. You know what I'm saying? Say, man, we working, man. We working, man. You know what I'm saying? Say, man, we working, man. We working, man. You know what I'm saying? Say, man, we working, man. We working, man.
Okay, so what he wants to do is let the world know that he's working, and that Frank Martin is working. But the fact that he posted that on social media, right? And he's there with Frank Martin. It makes me wonder, with Spence returning, is he actually looking to have Frank Martin fight on his card? Because listen, the reality is, when it comes to Errol Spence, that he hasn't fought since being knocked out in the 9th round by Terence Crawford in the welterweight undisputed championship, and that was 15, 16 months ago. I think it was like the summer, like July or something like that. But the bottom line is, him turning 35, the inactivity, looking to come back, man. I don't know what exactly is going to happen with Errol Spence. Looks like he's going to fight Fundora, but again, I'm not going to believe any of that till he gets in the ring. But I do think Errol Spence needs to make a decision, because you can't afford to stay out the ring. You know, a year is horrible, but 15 months, 2 years, 2.5 years. There's no way any fighter can, excuse me, I need to go to the emergency room, man, because this cough is going on like 2.5 weeks, and that shit is not fun. But you can't expect to resuscitate, revive, or extend your career when you're out the ring so long. You know, it's no secret that the more active a fighter, the better the fighter performs, even in a loss. But activity is key. And for me, maybe it's because of the money he made. You know, he made very good money just off the money he made from fighting Crawford. And Crawford made very good money just from fighting Spence. But Crawford has chosen to have a fight. It looked like he's going to return to the ring. Spence has gone a different direction. We know that supposedly had some surgeries and some things he had to work through. But the bottom line is, Spence doesn't need to fight. And I tend to believe that if he stays out the ring much longer, he's not going to fight. I think he's going to call it quits and kind of pick and choose what he wants to do. And it may have nothing to do with him getting in the ring. It may just be, picking up fighters. They got Frank Martin. A lot of guys scrapping out there in Dallas. He may just decide to go that route. Or he may say, let me focus 100% on my kids. He has small kids. He don't have no damn 19, 20-year-old. He has small kids. So he may decide to do that. He may start substitute teaching like Hood Champion. You just never know. But the bottom line is, I think if he stays out going on 2 years, he doesn't fight Fundora, I think he's going to have to take warm-up fights. Even though he doesn't believe in it, I think he needs to take a warm-up fight. Because you look at Danny Garcia, I mean, shit catches up with you, man. You can't just stay out the ring a couple of years and think you're going to come back and perform at an optimal level against somebody who's been more active than you and is in an elite category as well. Especially at this new 154-pound division. It just doesn't work like that. Look what happened when he fought Crawford. He got blasted out of there. So that inactivity ain't no joke, man. But anyway, I would like to see him come back in 2025, fight Fundora, pick up a couple of straps, you know what I'm saying, the WBC and WBO, and then take a look at fighting Crawford. But I really don't know what his ambitions are. The man's been through a lot. People want to downplay that shit, but that high-speed car accident, man, back in October 2019, that shit was rough. And he's only fought like 2 or 3 times since. And those 3 fights, they weren't easy fights. He fought Danny Garcia, your Danish Yugits, and then he fought Crawford. And those were not easy fights. Danny Garcia and Spence went at it. Spence, got the upper hand, but Ugas hurt him a lot. And then we saw what happened with Terence Crawford. So if he does come back, I think the only fight to make if he beats Fundora is Terence Crawford. Spence and Crawford is bigger than just about anything out there. I know Crawford wants Canelo, but I think Spence and Crawford can do. I think they can make the kind of money that Crawford wants to make fighting Canelo. I think there's more money. This is just my opinion. I know what Canelo brings to the table. I'm not downplaying Canelo. But I just think there'd be more money for Spence and Crawford if they had a rematch. That's just my opinion. Some people don't think so. But there's some people who feel, you know what? Hood champion, I agree with you. Because Errol Spence, they still feel, there's a lot of people who feel, his contingents, that he was defeated by Crawford because he was weight drained and coming off of a 15-month layoff. And look, does that matter? Yeah. But you know what else matters is goddamn Terence Crawford, man. So when you look at weight drain coming off of the layoff and fighting a beast like Crawford, who was super focused for that fight, that had lose written all over it. That's why I picked Crawford to destroy him. It's to this day, some people just say, you know what? Hey, Crawford got lucky. But I'm telling you, man, if they're gonna fight, he's got to be careful, and he can't be playing around, because if he comes back out here getting in that ring with Fundora and he gets beat by Fundora, even if he beats him in a close fight and decides he wants to go fight Crawford, he can say what he wants, but hey, we're working, man, we're working. That ain't gonna be enough for him to get in the ring and get a win against Crawford. But who knows, man? Errol Spence right now may just come back and just fight because he wants to take care of Frank Martin and give Frank Martin huge paydays, and that could be his goal. Take care of Frank Martin, or any other fighter he may have under him, but Frank Martin in particular. And after that, he may just call it quits. I don't know. But one thing I do know is he doesn't have to fight. So let's see what happens. But Spence and Crawford, in my opinion, I'm about to go barbecue, right? Then I'm going to go to the emergency room. Spence and Crawford, in my opinion, man. When I think of every fight out there right now, like what's the biggest fight that can be made? Canelo Benavidez is huge. Like Tank, Tio, Haney, Shakir. Those are big fights. Anyway, Bam Rodriguez, but Crawford and Jamel Charlo, the rematch of Bertabiev and Bivol. But really, the biggest fight, I think, if you really talk about making an announcement, if they announce if Spence comes back and dogs Fundora, and then they announce Crawford and Spence rematch, I think that should be bigger than Canelo Benavidez. I don't think there's any fight out there that would be bigger. Thinking about the heavyweights. Bakoli and Zhang is big, but that ain't gonna be bigger because everybody go. I just don't think it's big for diehard boxing fans, but the money wise, I think Spence and Crawford rematch may be the biggest goddamn thing out there. Anyway, we'll see what they do. I think Crawford would definitely do it, but that money, got to be right. Anyway, y'all keep cool in the breeze.